Everyone, how are y'all doing? My name is Deborah and I am here to give you my first impression of the Long Ballad. So go ahead and grab your tea mugs and come along with me on this journey as we discuss the Long Ballad. Let's go! Alright, so this is a drama that's currently airing. 18 episodes are subbed, and I believe they have more raw episodes. I haven't checked yet. I believe the raws have come out, but I'm not 100% sure because I haven't checked yet. However, I know for sure 18 episodes are subbed. Now you can check it out in Viki. YouTube is behind, I believe. I don't know if they've caught up now, but I know YouTube is a little bit behind, but it's also being subbed on YouTube for those of you who don't have Viki. However, this is a drama starring Dilireba, Wule, Zhao Lusi, and Liu Yuning. And yeah, you did hear that right. All those people in one drama and stuff. But this is a drama that I was really excited about, minus all the drama that happened while the drama was made and after the drama was in production and everything with Wule and Tencent, for those of you who know what exactly happened. But if you don't know, I'm not going into that. That's not why we're here. I'm just here to tell you my impression of the drama itself, not the story of how this drama came to be. However, I was interested in this drama because of that, but I was also interested in this drama because Dilireba and Wule in a drama together just sounds like impossible, right? Like, it's like, wait, how did this come to be? Which, when you hear the history of how it came to be, it makes sense that, oh yeah, so this is what happened. Otherwise the drama gods will never give this to us. But I was really excited about this, and then it finally came out and I was gonna watch it, and then I saw a comment that talked about how if you don't know the history of what exactly happened in terms of like a particular battle, you might be confused with this drama, and it might help you to actually read up on that history before going into the drama. So I had to go read up on the history, and then I watched the drama and it made sense to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is why this person is doing this and stuff. And I noticed a lot of people were confused in episode 1, and I realized that I probably would have been a little bit confused also if I hadn't read up a little bit on the history. But now that I've read up on the history, I'm clear on facts, and I'm just gonna give you the Spark Notes version of the history. So the Spark Notes version of the history is that there were 3 brothers, 3 princes. 2 were close, 1 wasn't close to them. The one that wasn't close to the other 2 was basically a huge general in the military. He was really good with military like stratagems and like art of war and things like that, and so he was always away from his dad, while his 2 brothers were closer to his dad, and one of those brothers was the crown prince. And so because he had all this military power, his brothers were basically trying to take that away from him, and so they never trusted each other. He didn't trust his brothers didn't trust him. And to cut the long story short, his brothers tried to set him up and basically have him killed, and he basically turned their plan against them and ended up killing his brothers. And because he had so much military power, his dad didn't even do anything to him. His dad basically kind of covered it up and acted like, well, his brothers were at fault, and basically let him become crown prince. And later on, his dad basically abdicated the throne to him and basically gave him the throne, and he became emperor. That's like the Spark Notes version of the story. However, if you go and you read the history, it's a really interesting story, so I really encourage all of you to read up on it. I'll put the Wikipedia version down below so you can check it out. However, that's what this story is based on. So basically, it's based on this girl named Li Changa, who's Dilreba's character, whose uncle killed her parents. Now in this drama, we're not sure if he really killed her parents. It feels like he didn't kill her parents. I mean, they're theories out there, and I'll get to my own theory in a little bit. However, it feels like he didn't kill her parents, or he really regrets it if he did. And so he kills her parents and he becomes the crown prince, and Dilereba's character Lee Chang-ge escapes. And before she escaped and before he killed her parents, she was really close to her uncle. He trained her. He basically passed on all his knowledge to her in terms of military strategies and martial arts and things like that. And so she runs away and swears that she's going to seek revenge against her uncle. Now that's Dilereba's story. Dilireba now has a niece who she's really close to, who's called Li Lian. Li Lian is played by Zhao Lusi. Zhao Lusi is this child who has been sheltered all her life, and so when she loses Li Chang'e, she basically, and everything happens to Li Chang'e's family. Li Chang'e tried to like cut her off because the dude, like, your dad just killed my parents, I don't want to rock with you anymore, right? So she basically tries to cut her off, and Li Chang'e still cares deeply about her. And so while she is sent away, because if she doesn't get sent away, her grandfather, the emperor, is gonna marry her to this tribe that she doesn't want to get married to. While she gets sent away, she basically finds out that these dudes that her dad sent were basically on the way to kill Li Chang'e, and so she tries to stop them from killing Li Chang'e. And one of this dude, his name is Haodu, who's our second main lead and Zhao Lusi's love interest. Haodu's this dude who basically he's the adopted son of this dude who's like a minister in the country and who works for Li Lian's father. And so he was brought up like a robot, not having emotions, and basically brought up to be an assassin who basically does all his dad's dirty work for him. And then he basically is sent on this mission to kill Li Chang'e, and his own story is just how he grows from that experience to being someone who's so one-track minded and just only follows his dad's orders, to hopefully someone who falls in love and has a heart and just learns to think for himself and not just go based on orders like a robot and stuff. And that's his story. Now let's come to our main lead, Wule. Wule is basically this dude who meets Li Chang'e and they form a friendship. He hides his identity, but she also hides her identity as a princess from him, and they get really close. He falls in love with her, and then we find out that he's actually the adopted son of the enemy kingdom, the Asile tribe, who's trying to bring down the Tang kingdom, which makes them enemies. So they're kind of star-crossed lovers, and that's the story. And so this story is basically how all the four worlds collide, and how basically Li Chang'e grows through this experience and realizes what exactly the truth was on her parents' death, and also what she really wants in life. Like, what is she fighting for? What does she really believe in? And who is she as a person? Apart from the fact that, oh yeah, she's Princess Yeongnin, but like, what else does she bring to the table, and how does she mature? So we follow her through this journey of growth, and we also follow the other characters through this journey of growth as they all grow. Like I said, Lian is this person who's really naive and literally has been spoiled and sheltered all her life, and then she's basically thrown into the most horrible situations and stuff. So it's a really interesting drama that tells the story of growth. However, here are my opinions on this drama. So first of all, let's talk about the acting. So this has been a great choice of drama for Dilireba. For me personally, I know I'm not one of the people who like has had an issue with Dilereba's acting and stuff. I know a lot of people had issues with her acting just because it felt like she was acting the same kind of roles. I don't personally fully agree with that, because I feel like Love Designer was slightly different from her prior roles, but that's just me. And I feel like she's had diverse roles, even though the characters might have a little bit of similarities, but that's a whole different conversation. And however, However, I do feel like she made a great choice in picking this drama, because this drama shows a different side of her that I feel a lot of people that hated her previous cutesy roles will really appreciate. Like, she's a strong female lead, she's extremely impulsive, which can get annoying, and we'll get into that later on. However, I love that she's a fighter, she's someone who doesn't give up, she's a strong female lead in terms of fighting skills and martial arts and things like that, and just having a military strategist kind of brain and knowledge and knowing how to implement them. Then you could definitely say she's a strong female lead. And I say in terms of that because you can also be a character like Leanne and also be a strong female, and I'll go into that in a bit because I know a lot of people have issues with how naive her character is, but I really love Dilereba's character for that. So for me, it really works, and I feel like it will work for a lot of people who are like, I don't really want to watch Dilireba in another drama because I don't like her, like she plays the same roles. I'll tell you to give this drama a chance because it's definitely not like the other roles that Dilireba has played. Like, I haven't seen her act cute at all. All through this drama, and we've had 18 episodes, bruh. Anyway, so yeah, definitely check this drama out if that was your problem. Give it a chance and then decide for yourself. Now, the person I really want to touch on a little bit is Wulei's character, like Wulei the actor, because Wulei is someone I discovered in Nirvana and Fire years ago, whenever the first Nirvana and Fire came out, and I have been in love with him since then. Like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love this kid. I want to see him grow. However, all the dramas that he was main lead in after Nirvana and Fire just didn't work for me. I could never finish them. I felt like his character did not really fit him, like there was a disconnect somewhere. But this drama feels like it was created for Wulei. Like, I couldn't think of a more perfect person. He is slaying this role so much that I'm just like in awe and in shock at how good he is and stuff. So if you had ever wondered if Wulei can act, this drama does do him justice, especially with his eye acting, which is what I was just thinking about today. I'm like, dang, it's like Boyfriend took a break and then acted on his eye acting, and he got better at it because he's giving me so much. And I was actually also scared just because, like I said, I knew him right from Nirvana and Fire, so I'm like, to see him in a romance drama with Dilireba, it's gonna be weird. However, he did, like, his fitness, his body, his acting, the voice, everything just convinces me that he has grown into a man, that I can separate the teenage Nirvana and Fire boy from who he has become now, and it's just kind of amazing to see. But yeah, so if you're also someone who's worried, like you've watched previous Wulei dramas and you're like, it didn't work for me, Deborah, I don't know if I want to give this a try, definitely give this a try because this is definitely different from his previous works, in my opinion. So that's that on Wulei's character, on Wulei and his acting. The next person I also want to touch on and their acting is Zhao Lusi. Zhao Lusi is another person who I absolutely love as an actress, but I also feel like her acting is always the same and stuff. And don't get me wrong, if Zhao Lusi comes out with something tomorrow, I'll be the first person on the line to like watch it just because I love her. But she's like Zhang Han for me, where I absolutely love them, but I'm like, you keep giving me the same thing, but I still keep coming back. I think they used jazz on me, like they had to use drugs on me because how do I keep coming back if I keep insisting that they give me the same thing? So either I'm lying or they use jazz on me. However, but Zhao Lusi has certain acting traits that you notice in her acting, like in certain things, like certain parts in her acting that you notice that they're the same or they're similar. But in this drama, while I have noticed those things, it's far reduced compared to her other roles in other dramas. So I really appreciate it. Like, I am giving her so much props. She does such a great and convincing job at this role. However, even her previous roles, she did do convincing jobs. It's just that she had certain traits for me that felt similar in those dramas. However, in this drama, she really shines in her role. And I think one thing I really love about this drama is I was kind of worried that Dilireba will overpower Zhao Lusi or Zhao Lusi will overpower Dilireba, but it doesn't seem to me like anyone is overpowering anyone. Like they're both holding their horses in their roles. And which brings me to something else that I really like about this drama so far, is that while we have two like really popular actresses in the TV show, I don't feel like the screen time has been stolen away from our female lead, because that was something that I was kind of worried about when I heard that Zhao Lusi was gonna be the second female, because I didn't even expect that. So that was actually a shock to me. But then when I found out, I was kind of worried that she would, like, just because they'd be trying to just give them equal time just because they are both big names, I was scared that the screen sharing would be so unequal, or it will be too balanced or something, where it feels like no particular person is the female lead and the other person the second female lead, and instead it will look like they're basically at the same level, which I don't have a problem with if that was what the drama was going for. But that was not how the drama was sold to me. It was sold to me as this is Lee Chang-ge's story, so I expected Lee Chang-ge's story, if that makes sense. However, this drama has really done a good job of screen time, where we get just enough of Zhao Lusi that we're invested in her story, and we get as much as is needed of Lee Chang-ge's story. So when you start getting tired of Lee Chang-ge's story, they throw you Zhao Lusi's character. When you start getting tired of her character, then they throw you Lee Chang-ge's story. So it balances each other out really well, so you don't like totally hate a character where you never want to see a character anymore. Does that make sense? So I really like that about this drama. Let's talk about Chang-ge's character. I know she's a very impulsive character, and I know a lot of people have a lot of issues with her being impulsive, but I really don't have issues with her being impulsive, because it felt like we had been kind of wired in the first few episodes to realize how impulsive she is. Like during her fight with her uncle and stuff, when she was like joking around with him, and she basically tried to come through his back and sneak attack him, and he basically won over her. He let her know right then and there, like, dude, you're not yet up to par. You need to basically wait, be patient, gain the power to be better than basically who you're fighting against before you come up against them. But it seems she really did not learn that lesson when he taught it to her, because we see all the actions she took right after that. However, I'm not mad at the actions she took after that, because they had already showed us that she is an impulsive person, so I was already prepared for that. So instead of being mad about the whole impulsiveness, I am instead seeking and looking forward to the growth and stuff, where she grows and she learns to be less impulsive and less stubborn than she already is. So something else I also really like about this drama is that we didn't, like, even though he knew that she was a girl, we weren't dying for her to find out that he knew she was a girl. I mean, I wasn't. I can't speak for you. But it was done in such an effortless way that even when he found out, like, he didn't just start treating her like she's this egg that he had to take care of. And stuff. And he knew, like, he had faith in her abilities. Like, there's this part where he does something to her, and where he basically has her like tied up and walking behind his horses while they're going back to his kingdom. And I saw this Vicky comment, I was like, dude, how can he do that to her? That's the girl he loves. And I'm like, don't you understand that it's because it's the girl he loves, he can do this to her, because he knows she can go through this and still be strong. And apart from the fact that, he needs to show everyone, like, his his army, and then the people that she's trying to protect, that he needs to basically show them two different versions of things and basically make them feel like, that this girl is really suffering. Try to put up a front for everyone. Like, apart from that fact, he realizes how how strong she is, that this is like chicken change compared to all she has been through. And he has faith in her abilities to be able to go through this and pass through it and come out even stronger. So for me, I really appreciate that he doesn't treat her any lesser because she's a girl, and he doesn't treat her like, he's not like softer on her just because she's a girl. Like there's this scene where when he finds out she's a girl and he like he comes to try and change her like wounds and take care of her wound, and then she wakes up and she sees him and she basically like kind of flips on him, and his man basically comes and is kind of like flipping out on her for flipping out on him, and he just tells the man while she's being stubborn and throws the medicine at her and kind of walks away with his man. I really like that they didn't make it a scene where he basically tells her, oh, I know you're a girl, and he tries to dress her wound or anything. He knew she could handle it, and so he just basically threw it to her, kept her secrets, felt like the secret was just a sidebar, and moved on with what he wanted to move on. And then, like, that's what I'm saying. One thing I love about this drama is, yeah, they love each other, but love is like on the side, okay? It's like the extra icing to the cake and stuff. They're more important things and stuff. So yeah, he does love her, but he knows who he loves and what her abilities are and what she's able to do and what she can stand and what she can't stand. So that's something I really appreciate about this drama. That's just me though. Something else I loved about this drama is the fact that even though Changa was pretending to be a boy, she had her period. Because in most dramas in where there are gender bendings going on, it always feels like the girl's period is suddenly non-existent. And not just even in the dramas, even in like books where you read gender bending roles played by females pretending to be guys, they're always like, it's almost like periods are non-existent. And so you're always wondering then what happens, like does her period not come? Like how does she hide that? So I really like that it was addressed in this drama in a way and it was brought up. So I really like that about this drama. I like that it wasn't just made like a side thought, but it was a plot that helped at least two people realize, oh dang, she's actually a female and not a male. So I really enjoy that about this drama. Now let's talk about the chemistry. I came into this story expecting to be sold the love story of Rabat and Wule. However, in the first like 8 episodes, I was more invested in the love story like of our second female lead and our second male lead, and that's because they're just such an unlikely pair. And especially Howdu, like he has such, like there's so much potential there, and he's such a character that basically can be great if he is played right. After you're looking towards his character growth, like he's not a one-dimensional character when you really break him. I was really looking forward to that, and I was looking forward to the love story and all. However, what this drama did a really good job in is building up the relationship between Dilireba's character and Wulei's character, Lee Chang's character, and Taejin's character. So at the end of it, I now find myself even more excited about the love story that's now beginning to bloom, and along the way more than I am the second lead's love story that hasn't yet gotten to that point yet. So I really like how they gradually made us invested in the story and then showed us the chemistry, and now the chemistry is believable. So I'm really enjoying that. It's just been a joy to see, to go along that journey with them. And now you're like, oh dang, I can't wait for you guys to go like full blown 100% she's in love with you too. But something else I really like about this drama is how our male lead doesn't, like, it's not a story where the male lead is in denial about his feelings. Like once he realizes like I'm attracted to this girl, he goes after her in his own way. And when he's asked about it, like, do you like this girl, by his friend, he goes, well, yeah, of course I do. and he doesn't hide it, and that was just so refreshing to see in a drama. Something else I appreciate about this drama is the bromance and the sistermance. Like, I just love how they are able to balance it so one doesn't overpower the other, because normally in dramas what we see is bromance. We don't see a lot of sistermance, but this drama is giving so much sistermance that I am totally here for it. Something else I'm really liking in this story is how love is just like a side thought. Like, the love isn't the end all do all in this drama. And love, when I say love, I mean love in a romantic sense, isn't the overarching theme. Like, love for like my other partner isn't the overarching theme. Instead, the overarching theme in this drama is, yes, I love you, but I have things to do. Like, I have to save people. Like, I've got places to be. You are not the end of my life. Like, yeah, you're an important part of my life, but there are more important things to do out there, or equally as important things to do out there. So I really like it. Like, there's this part where our male lead and our female lead fight, and it was really intense. And I really like that part, because while yes, he did shoot our female lead, she also shot him though, so that's a different story. They shot at each other. But what I really appreciated about this drama is, while she didn't know that he was who he was behind the mask he was wearing, he knew she was who she was because she didn't have any mask on, and he still shot her. Yeah, he didn't shoot her to kill her, but he still shot her, and he saw through the business of what he was sent by his father to achieve and stuff. He didn't just give it all up in the name of love. Like, he tried to protect her the best way he could while still trying to win the battle. And so I really appreciated that, and I appreciated that also for her, that even if she had known, she might have hesitated, but she would have looked at the bigger picture. And you see that with her relationship with Ado, when everything that went down with Ado happened. And I'm not gonna give you any spoilers, however, you know what I'm talking about for people who have gotten to that part. But when the situation with Ado happened, like, you could see how she wanted to go down and like break things for him, and basically stuff was gonna hit the roof just for him. And when the soldiers held her back, and then they reminded her, look here, there's 1,000 people in this like country, we can't lose all these people just for one person. She realized what was truly important, and she basically made the right decision. So that's an overarching theme in this drama, how the people take precedence to anything else. Like, it's the people first. Even with the governor, he taught her so much. It's the people. Even with the guy that helped her get away, the general, I can't remember his name right now, who worked for her dad, that helped her get away, he also reminded her, look here, I did this not because you had a tally, and that tally is totally useless to me. I did this because of the heart I have for your dad. So it's the heart of people that matters. It is the people that matter, and it is not the power you have or like all the money you have. Because look here, you can lose the power, you can lose the money, but once you have the heart of people, like, you have all that you need. So that's something I really like, the overarching theme of the drama being the people, the people, the people, the people. Even with Lee Shi-min, it's the people, which some people might say you're really trying to drive the message. Like, Lee Shi-min is a good guy, however in history he wasn't really good because he did kill his brothers. However, it works in this drama, and I realize it's fiction. So I mean, I could see how maybe also in real life he did care for the people, because he did do good things also. Let's not take that away from him. Wait, something else I really like in this drama is the use of animation graphics in fight scenes and setting scenes, which tells you that the budget wasn't the best, and so they had to save the budget. But it works for me, maybe because I do like animation, I do like animes and manhwas and things like that, so it works for me. It might not work for some people. However, what I appreciate is, though they do give us a lot of the animation in like fight scenes and things like that, in the one very important scene where what's his name? Taejin fought with Chang'e, where they had the huge fight. They didn't use animation, but for the part where the horses were going to be hot, that was where they used animation. So I really like how they're using animation in this drama. For me, it works. So just beware. You might be watching the drama and suddenly it just turns to cartoon and you're like, wait, what? What is going on here? So I really like that in this drama. It definitely works for me. It might not work for everyone, but it works for me. But just throwing that out there, just beware, that will happen. Alright, so what I hate about this drama, right now, what I really dislike in this drama is basically people. Basically, my favorite scene so far in the drama was definitely the football scene. If you're not gonna watch this drama, if at all you're gonna like, if you've started this drama and you're thinking of giving it up, at least watch the football scene before you give it up, because that scene was so crazy awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to the growth of the characters. Like, there is so much growing that needs to do on all the main character fronts. Like, all of them have so much growing to do, and so I am definitely looking forward to the growth. We're seeing a little Whitney Chang'e now. However, she still has a long way to go, so I'm looking forward to that. The next person that really needs to like speed it up is Lei-Yan and Hao-Du. They both need to speed up their growth. I mean, we're beginning to see tiny bits of Hao-Du, which is funny because for Hao-Du, I always thought the person who was gonna help him like grow was going to be Lei-Yan, but it feels like the person who helped Twister start a little bit was Chang'e with everything that she did in Suzhou. It really made him respect her a little bit, but his brain was still twisted. So I feel like Lei-Yan will come and lay the final groundwork and help him like reassess his thinking. But I am really looking forward to his growth. So you're aware the character growth is gonna take some time. So you might hate some characters, you might be annoyed with some characters and some decisions, but I feel like I understand their decisions right now, and like I understand how Lei-Yan can be as naive as she is, considering how sheltered she has been all her life. So I'm not mad at her at all. Like, literally, I have not been one time mad at her or her decisions or her actions and stuff. I'm just like, please grow faster. Like, hopefully this experience will help you grow, and you're seeing the little signs of her growth a little bit. Like, she's beginning to become more sensible a little bit, especially after like that scene where she was kidnapped and everything that went on. You see how after that she knew how to like note that someone's trying to harm me and try to run. Yeah, she was still deceived and she got her money stolen, but she was smart enough to hide her money, which she wouldn't have done before. So all those tiny tidbits are things you might miss, but they're actually growths in her character. So I really do appreciate that. So I do believe also that he didn't kill the mom. As for the dad, I also don't even think he was the one that killed his brother. I do feel like Hao-Du's dad was basically the mastermind of it all. He basically let Hao-Du's dad do it, and his hands were tied because it was either he killed them or he would be killed and stuff. So he had no choice. So I understand that. Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this drama. If you've already checked it out, what did you all think? Are you also enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe. Keep being the awesome, beautiful people you are. From me to you all, you know, because nothing but love for you all. Stay awesome.